Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week in the market. We're going to review Friday, February 20th, 0-day options on SPY and small account challenge. We had news today, or potential news from the Supreme Court about the tariffs and if they were legal or not. I kind of forgot about that. So that's why the IV has actually been so high the last few days, I think. I mean, it was high because of volatility, but then specifically this morning it was still high, and even yesterday I felt like it was a little high because the volatility had come down, but the expected move was still there. So yeah, anyways, so this morning that data, or that potential for news, if they're gonna give an answer, came out at 10, and I heard about that. I didn't really even know. I knew there was data this morning, 9:45 and then 10. I didn't know that big of data. I knew like housing data and sales, I think, were at 10. So I'm always looking at when data releases in the morning. I try not to have a trade open for it. Sometimes I'm already in one and it goes in my favor. Sometimes it goes against my favor. Sometimes it doesn't really have a reaction. But I prefer kind of not to hold through, especially big data announcements. But yeah, this morning we had, let's see, did we gap up? No gap. Opened up at 5-day. We had 20-day above us. Here's Eric's 30-minute chart. You can find his Discord in the description. Let's see. Yeah, opened up here, kind of still in this selling. Rallied up to 5-day and then broke out of this orange selling, broke out of this magenta selling, and came all the way up and just finding resistance on 20-day basically all day. Made a little cup here and a handle, and then day ended. Some pretty good trades today though. Yeah, so start off with purple here for the aggressive buying, and after that I was looking for this one. This is the one that next one I had, this gray, for the bullish controlled selling right here from these resistances and these supports, and it broke it. I didn't get yeah, actually I got this in before that broke, but not really a trade I'm trying to take. And then I don't know if I had gold yet or not. Came up, was 5-day there at that point? Sure. Yeah, 5-day was right there at that point, it seems like. So started building liquidity, came down. I charted then this red for the aggressive selling and bounced on VWAP. What I was seeing here was yeah, I mean, we're bullish. I was looking for white to build liquidity, but this was still early. This was the only little data I had for that to give me confidence or confirmation that that was legit. I guess it did kind of give a little bit more up here with these wicks for the resistance. But after it broke here, we came down, and I didn't have green at that point. I didn't have gold either. So I was just working with red, gray, and purple. And yeah, I was looking for a retest on gray for an inverse head. And I think that's my first trade, yeah. So before this massive 4.5 point candle, that thing was crazy. I mean, the range before that was, you know, it was just like a normal day. 681, 685 was 4 points. And then that totally changed everything. Made the whole day, just changed the skew on the whole day. 951, I actually got a call right here. So got it on the retest of gray and on the break of this selling channel, this aggressive red selling. It opened up here, so I had a big retest here. And even this little range, 683, 67, 684. Yeah, that's over half a point right there. So it did this thing. It opened up here. I got it somewhere in here. And yeah, it's early. It was Friday. It came down and just sold off quickly. Early candles on a Friday, lack of confidence on this gray potentially. And I just, yeah, I stopped out. I actually closed out right somewhere right around here because it closed below my gray. Like, not looking good. Yeah. I mean, of course, it looks like Head and Shoulders, but Head and Shoulders are gonna be bull flags if they're still in a buying continuation, and that's what it was. But mostly because it closed below my gray, and I wasn't super confident with my gray, anyways. So, anyways, yeah. And I didn't have green at that point. VWAP was there, but it's kind of a, yeah. So, opened it here, stopped out here, and that was pretty nasty actually. 171 entry and then 149 exit. The slippage was pretty bad on that exit. And the IV was still high, and this was over half a point. So, yeah, that first one kind of stung. And then it kind of does this. I'm like, oh, of course. It just got stopped out on a nice entry. Almost perfect entry. Could have been a little more patient. It's because I saw this candle come down and test it perfectly and wick. And then this candle opens up above it. And I'm like, oh, that was it. So I waited a little bit and opened, and then it just kind of danced and then flushed hard. And yeah, I guess a little more patience on that one would have worked. But yeah, it's because this candle. That candle made me think that was the test. And it actually, I mean, of course, it went through it and did close below it. So anyways, closed out of that one. Came up. I was like, whatever. I mean, this would have been hard to hold through. I probably would have if I'd entered, more down here. I'd probably been fine to hold this. Looking for an exit, though. Not like I would have caught this whole move. Not with one contract. Probably would have exited here. Potentially I would have held through this candle just because I had purple and this candle closed above here. So I maybe would have held based on it not breaking purple and waiting for a high of day. So I maybe could have gotten this one. Me getting this one, I could have actually, now that I think about it, I could have actually held through this one. That's crazy. Because this one, I mean, it hung out and it stayed above purple. I most likely would have taken profits though. But if I didn't, I mean, this wasn't slow. This happened and it was like volume got crazy and went straight up. Contracts went up, I don't know, I think like 1,000%. Maybe not 1,000. Let's see, they were 171. No, they weren't 1,000. It was like 3. Again, the IV was high, so market maker was pricing in some moves. I guess it was like 350%. Went up like $400 from $1 to 4 or something, 450, I think. That's what I saw. So if I held it for that, that would have been easy because it just ripped up straight to basically 20-day and could have gotten an awesome exit. Again, not sure I would have done that with how kind of roller coasty this price action was prior to that, and it have already, after enduring this, sorry, it's actually the morning, so not quite there. If I had endured this, that probably would have been an exit for me. If this was much cleaner, then yeah, maybe I would have been like, all right, but this might have been kind of annoying to endure, even though it's selling up in purple and no red. The struggle with one contract. So I did miss that move, which is always tough. It definitely induces some FOMO. It hit 20-day. I'm like, oh well, there's a target. Now I started selling off from there. Like, well, I'm not gonna just jump in on puts. Not at this point. I mean, sure you can. At this point, though, the volatility was crazy. 689, 59, 57. Yeah, there's 2 points just right there. So I was just trying to be patient. I figured we'd probably start to wedge, like build big liquidity. And I'm also thinking, all right, this white is legit. It built confidence just seeing it break here and then go, and the fact that it bounced here also. So I'm kind of looking for a retest on that. So it comes down and add red for the aggressive selling. So a couple things here. If I get it on a bounce here, if I just take it as a retest, I guess now we're seeing gold. I don't know if I had gold then, and if I did, it could have been at the bottom. Like, there's no reason I would put it here. So my stop basically would be going against me. It'd be going down. I didn't really have much of a bottom. There's no bottom on here for me. There might have been one, but maybe I had gold. I didn't have green. Anyways, in my mind, I was thinking it could bounce here, but then it could always just melt down this until it hits the support. So I did actually have another one down here. Maybe it was gold. I can't remember. But it also hadn't broken out of this selling, which I had from right here. So yes, for sure it could rip straight back up, which is what it did, or it could bounce and just kind of grind down here and then go up. I didn't want to hold through all this, so that's kind of my thinking in not taking it on this one, I think, because I don't think I took that. I say all that and then I review, and I did. No, so I didn't take it on this one, which of course I saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have just taken it on that retest. This doesn't always happen, but it's probably more likely after a huge move up and a huge move down, it's going to kind of slowly, kind of like a bouncing ball, slowly get back into kind of a smaller range chop grind. It's probably less likely to do a huge move, and then just like, you know, barcode. So that's where you can kind of scalp these bigger ranges, because this is huge. 684.7, 687, yeah, 3 points right there. These lines, so I probably wouldn't have held it till here if I did take it. If I took it here, probably would have held it till like right here, somewhere in here. Just because this is the selling channel that it could find resistance on. This green was from later, so disregard that. So missed that. It came up. Came up. I'm like, oh, that was a great bounce. Came down, and I was thinking, I don't want to miss that again. Well, I did. I actually got a call here. Down right here, and I was already down pretty good on the day because that this crazy candle, and now that candle's nothing compared to these candles. So I mean, this candle 685, 31, 84. Yeah, that's a 1 point right there. So I got it here. I got a pretty good fill on it. Or no, I didn't. I'm sorry. I got it at this candle. Beginning of this candle though, it was a good fill. It was another one for the retest. I'm pretty sure we're in a wedge at this point, but it's a large wedge and we're still pretty volatile. So I got it on this candle, and this thing was just beautiful, just nice and smooth, just climbing. And I'm quick charting. I'm like, all right, where am I getting out of this thing? I shouldn't expect it to go to 20-day. I shouldn't expect it to even reach up here. I need to figure out. So my first thought was, all right, at the top of this red, I should take profit. I should take profit on it because this could still be in the selling channel. Thankfully, it kind of, as I was scrambling around trying to figure out a good exit, which, yeah, I should have had an exit already, but this is happening pretty fast. I quick charted this. I was like, all right, I just need another exit. So I charted a line from here to here, not thinking this was like a specific algo, but thinking potentially it's a bigger selling channel. And I wanted a clear exit. So, yeah, I charted this blue. I didn't have that green at that point. The next exit, if it wasn't here, it would have been this gray. So yeah, I could have exited there. I didn't. I exited actually on this candle. I mean, the thing was, this candle was 2 points. So, and I got it for the whole 2 points, and it was a full bodied, nice slippage. And I was already down pretty good. And it was a Friday, and I was like, I am taking it. I think it was up. Let's see. So it was a 154, and it was a 686 call. But yeah, I was still out of the money. Or no, it wasn't. It actually got in the money. Again, I was looking for it to come up here. Another reason why I closed there is because this candle was so insane. If it grinded up purple, I would have been happy to hold it and just held it till here. The fact that I made such a big move straight off of purple, and this at that point was my only, I guess I could have tried a more aggressive buying here, but that would have also caused me to close out there anyways. You know, if we were charting, because there was a more aggressive buyer, I think, presumably. Whoops. I mean, it's pretty much just straight up. It's like, how do you even chart this? Yeah, I mean, you could say something like that. So then you'd say, all right, if it breaks that. So it would have been a little higher, I guess. But at any rate, that's what I did at that point. And I was saying it's so far from purple, it could just reject and come all the way back down to purple and still be coming up. So for all those reasons, I closed it out, and it was up, I think 80 something percent too. So it was 154. I bought it, and I closed it for 233. So 70 something dollars, which was sick because that basically put me to kind of my soft profit target on the day, about 50 bucks for this small account. So I was happy. It was Friday. I was actually super stoked just because this crazy volatility. I missed all of it so far, and then I was confident enough to take it on the retrace here, and it worked. Of course, it worked out perfectly. And just like looking at this and seeing it without any lines and just seeing this crazy chop, and to be able to kind of know where to take a call and know where to close it. I guess the closing parts, I'm not quite there, but like it just made me stoked because yeah, that wasn't me. That's not been my history of trading, and definitely want to thank Eric for that. Because before that, this would have just been a choppy mess that I would have no idea what's going on. And so yeah, that it made me happy, and that was good for the Friday. You know, I didn't just give up there though. I wish actually I focused a little more because the trades continued to be good. I was kind of checked out though at that point, being it was a Friday. I was trying to be careful. I was up pretty good on the week, and so I was careful, but at the same time I kind of should have been focused in case a trade presented itself, and they definitely did. So after that happened, I'm not sure when I charted this green. I did have the gold in there at that point. The gold I think was from here. So it maybe was earlier on, I'm not sure, but I wasn't too confident in it yet. I didn't see a whole lot of price action from it. Yeah, I think that's actually where the gold is from. These supports right here, and then this resistance, and then it breaking. Yeah, that's totally what it was. So maybe I did have it earlier, and that would have. See, yeah, I wouldn't have had it there though. I would have had it down here. But yeah, I had it from right here. These supports right here, these resistances right here, and then it breaking, and then finding support on that. That's where I got the gold from, that little section. So I did have this for support. It came up, it made a cup, rejected 20-day. If I was less checked out, more diligent, I maybe would have done call credit spreads up here. Maybe not, but maybe. Being a Friday and hitting 20-day and completing a cup, there's a lot of reasons why it might want to come down if it comes up at all again. On the Webull account, I didn't, which was fine. I was doing other stuff. Came down, hit VWAP. So hit VWAP, broke through gold, but then closed. Where did I make my next trade? Okay, yeah, broke through gold, closed, but at that point it was, it was pretty grindy, but still, I just didn't have a whole lot of confidence in gold, and I was kind of checked out, so, but it was hard to see this perfect bounce off of my line, or perfect cup and handle that I missed. Yeah, I need to be focused. I should have put an alert here, but yeah, gold, I wish gold had showed up more. I guess maybe it's right here too. I charted the green then also from these resistances, and then these supports, which I think green ended up taking over. But yeah, that was kind of a bummer to see that happened. It's such a nice low risk to high reward trade. This is basically my stop. I mean, yeah, I broke right through it, but I could have waited until like this candle and ripped out of here. I think I did see it here, and I'm like, oh, man, because I thought about getting puts here, I think. And then, yeah, I didn't do anything. Oh, I bet I didn't do anything. 1254. I got what did I do? I got a call 1254. So came up, rejected 20 again. Again, thought about getting call credit spreads up here. I didn't. I left it alone. Nice sell off of that. Another nice spot for it. I guess. And on this trade, of course, getting puts would have been nice, but it's not always going to be that nice for a retracement trade. Like sometimes it'll just grind down more like this. Where did I get? Okay, yeah, so then it did. So here I could have done it on the gold break here. That was another totally missed trade. So this one I should have gotten, and then that one I should have gotten, because then I had more confidence in gold here. So once it breaks it, I have more confidence, especially after that selling. Maybe wasn't around for that. I think I came in around here and I charted this little red one. And then yeah, that's when I charted this green also. And green, it actually broke and retested nicely right here. And I think I actually saw this happen. I don't know. Yeah, again, I was just kind of mentally checked out. It was green, I wanted to keep it green, but there were some beautiful trades. This one, or this one. Where did I actually take it? I didn't take the beautiful trades though. I took these random ones. Yeah, after seeing this mistrade, seeing the call grad spread mistrade, seeing the puts mistrade, I'm like, all right, well, what's been working for me is the white. Breaks the white, go long. And nice break of white right here, right? I didn't know Trump was speaking on the tariffs. I don't really look at the Eric's Discord during the day, and he's kind of updating what stuff is going on. And I saw it on the schedule, like people speaking, but that usually doesn't matter. I don't know if he was actually on the schedule, the economic schedule. I think it was just like a live press conference or something. So I think in this area Trump was speaking, and nice big green candle over my white. I mean, a lot of, I don't know if this actually bounced off 5-day, but yeah. So it actually still did. I mean, it did happen. It just grinded down white is what I'm saying. It grinded down white all the way to green, which ended up being legit. But I'll tell you what happened here. So broke through this candle right here. I got a call. Literally the one right before this candle. So got a call here for 64 cents. Comes here. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna expect some grinding. It's kind of the middle of the day. No big deal. I want it to stay above white. That was kind of a soft stop. I mean, I just expected it to stay above it, so I'm not like, oh, this is the line. But that's kind of a bad recipe because where am I gonna close it if it does this? And that's where green, like it could grind all the way down to green, which is exactly what it did. Even, yeah. So that next candle came, and I was like, what in the world? That thing had so much velocity. This one just went whoosh, tons of volume. I'm like, what's happening? I was actually looking at the contract itself when this happened. I'm like, well, what? It just lost half its value? And I looked over at the price. I'm like, well, what's going on? So I didn't panic sell right there, which maybe would have been good. I don't know. Sometimes that's the beginning of just a crazy move. But I kind of waited a little bit, and it rallied back up. And I actually didn't sell it till like here. So I'm thankful that my sell wasn't super awful. It was 64 cents to 52 cents. So yeah, you can imagine from here to here would have been much worse. I would have been probably flat on the day. But held it, and I was like, yeah, it's closing below the gray. I'm gonna get out of this thing. I don't know what's going on. So I did, and then I stepped away, and yeah, it turned out it was bouncing on gray. Given that's middle of the day, less volume, it's gonna take longer to make its move. And I think Trump was speaking through here too, so it just ended up being more volatile, and so I didn't trade for any of this action. Let me see. I think I did another trade though. Yeah, a couple tiny trades towards the end of the day. 312. I did chart this blue one at the end of the day. Yeah, this was a 20-day rejection. I'm like, I'll just have 20-day for my stop. This would have been a nice trade actually. Got on this candle. Yeah, I was kind of late on this. Whoops, should have gotten it here. Got it here after it fully rejected 20-day. Came up and it's kind of sitting around. I think I closed out on that one. This was a low delta trade. This was for a move to VWAP by end of day. So I think it was on like 14 cents. So 16 cents. Closed out at 12. So small loss. Yeah, closed out on that candle. Yeah, I could have just held it, but whatever. And then one more. This one was a little bigger. 322 to 331. At 322. Yeah, right here. So breaking green there. And again, I'm kind of looking for a move down to VWAP potentially for safety. It breaks green. And that red candle comes up. I get it. I get it at the bottom of that candle though. I get it like right here. And then it rips up. I'm like, oh gosh. I'm like, all right, maybe it's just retesting this white, which it could be. And sure enough, it was, but it didn't have the move down to VWAP like I wanted. So I held this one quite a while, waiting for it. Held through here, just went up a little bit. Again, these were 687 strikes, so they were very low delta. So this little price action wasn't moving them. I needed to move to VWAP for them to really matter. So I didn't close until this candle after it broke back up in green, I guess. Yeah, broke above the gray, and then yeah, giving it some time. So that was 18 cents to 11 cents. Not bad. Happy on the day. There are the trades we just went over. Yeah, 34 bucks. I think my high on the day was like 50 or 49. So didn't give back a whole lot. Felt good about the day. I'm still using this trader sync on this trial. We'll see. I don't know if I'll stick with it or not. So far it's been the best one I've tested again. I don't know if the data is all correct though, because it's like on this, I don't think it's getting the time right. So it has like equity curve, calendar. I think this stuff is right, but then so when I first put in my data, it was like this is just coming from the beginning of November until today or yesterday. But when I put it up until February, I don't know, like the middle of February, and my win percentage was like 50%, and then I'd put the next day and it'd come down like 49 or 51, and then after putting in like I put in like a few more days and just dropped and hasn't really changed. So I'm wondering if this is even accurate now, and maybe it is. I'm not saying it couldn't be. Like, sure, it could be 32% win rate. I don't know, but the fact that it doesn't have the times right, I just have some other question. I'm not sure I can trust it. Like, these haven't changed at all with the last 3 days of trading. Like, I don't know. It seems like they should change. They should be changing a little easier, given this is only like 3 months of data. So I don't know. It seems pretty good though. Like, some of the stuff doesn't apply. 11 minutes to 30 minutes. Yeah, the whole time's kind of nice. I don't know if this is right. Profit factor. Profit to loss 2.22 to 1. I don't know. You guys can tell me what this looks like. I don't really know. I gotta look through it. I might try another one also. I'm gonna keep trying them until they make me feel good about my trades. Just kidding. I just want more confidence and confirmation that profit factor is right. Can it actually get my profit loss ratio without me putting in where my stops are? I guess I don't know these things. Anyways, have a good weekend, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. I'm stoked. It was a good week. I want to be careful, but this year so far it's been giving me hope. See you on Monday. Peace out.